Are you looking for a way to transport your bicycles?
But you found yourself in a world where you're trying to find the best bike rack at the best price, and it's as complicated as quantum math?
Well, let me show you everything there is to know about this bike rack, so at least you can take one of them out of your complicated decision.
Join us as we discover the Outfitter.
This has 4 lovely features that I really like. But before I go over those 4 lovely features, let me go over the normal things about this bike rack.
This Outfitter 2-bike easy fold hitch rack with ramp holds 2 bikes up to 100 pounds each, accepts up to 5-inch wide fat tires, has a 50-inch wheelbase, fits a standard 2-inch hitch receiver, and has 3 points of contact to hold your bike securely in place. And it weighs just a little over 50 pounds.
That's just the normal features. Now let's get into the fun stuff.
Lovely feature number 1, this bike rack comes in the lovely color of black, which hides any road grease and dirt. If you can't see it, you can pretend it's not there. Number 2 is the handle. This handle makes the easy fold-up process even easier. And when the rack is not in use, it folds up nice and snug to the back of your vehicle.
Oh, and by the way, coming up, I'm going to show you how you can assemble this step by step, because a lady put it together all by herself on her kitchen table. Feature number 3. The arms on this bike rack are on the outsides of the bicycle holding beams. So that means there's lots of space in between here where your bikes don't have to fight for room because an arm's in the way. So there's none of this going on between these 2 bike beams. Oh, that's right, there's no fighting, there's plenty of room. For number 4, this lovely feature is the independent foldable bike ramp. Check that out. When you're done loading your bikes, you just fold this up, put it inside your vehicle, and it stays nice and clean. And you know what's good about nice and clean ramps? Your hands won't get dirty. And that means your grips will stay nice and clean.
And now on to how to install it.
The easy way to install your bike rack. Oh, honey.
Yes, dear.
Can you install my bike rack now?
Yes, ma'am.
See? Easy peasy. Let's look at it realistically.
But don't slide it in too far. Stick the bolt in the end, and you can feel it when it hits the location it needs to be.
Now for the noisy part.
And not that it's gonna fall out, but just in case.
Good security. All right, and that's it.
And now how to use it.
Now when you want to pull the rack down, what do?
You have to pull the lock. You grab the handle. You start backwards, you can let go of the handle because it's spring loaded. When it gets to the spot, it locks automatically.
As you can see here, it goes all the way down leaning, and then it goes straight across. Either way, you can get your tailgate open with it straight across. If you've got something you need to pull out of your truck, you can lean it down. Unbuckle all of the straps.
You push that in and pull it out.
And then you'll just loosen up the stopper that goes up against your back wheel to keep your back wheel nice and tight. Then you just grab your folding ramp and using the hooks on the end, insert them into the slots. Then just roll your bike up, grab the arm, and attach the beefy grip around your seat post. Then just strap down your tires. Then just slide back the stopper tight against your tire and lock it down. Remove the ramp and put it in your vehicle.
Okay, I've got to tell you, I am pretty stoked that Outfitter reached out to me and asked me if I'd like to check out this bike rack in exchange for an honest review. Well, You guys know me. I tell on myself all the time, i.e. the bloopers at the end of our videos. But I am so glad that I told him I'd be interested, because this gave me the opportunity to show you this rack so that you can make a good decision when purchasing one.
Also, check the description below. I may have a discount for you to get $15 off if you purchase this.
We got to discuss this name because it makes me feel like I'm going outdoors on a great adventure, and that my adventure is going to be better because I've got Outfitr.
And now for the road test. On our road test, the Outfitter handled these steep hills and bumps just fine. Everything stayed in place, wonderfully secured. All right, it's that time. Time for my authentic review.
And now it's time for my authentic review. You ready? I love so much about this rack system. Everything's great. I mean, everything works great. It holds the bikes in place great. Going down the road, going over bumps, it holds up great. Everything is nice, tight, and secure, so you don't have to worry about losing your bikes on the road. The only issue that I have found on this entire bike rack system is that this beefy seat post holder tends to get in the way when you're loading that second bike. Easy solution is that you just unscrew it here and just take it off, load your bike, put it back on. So all in all, I can really recommend this bike rack system. If you want to add taillights, underneath these bike beams, there's a hole and there's a slot. You can attach taillights there. Also, you can attach DOT tape on the post. I wouldn't cover up the Outfitter logo because I love that name, but you could attach some DOT tape there for safety purposes. Thank you, Outfitter, for giving me the opportunity to show this to my viewers, and thank you for making this fabulous bike rack system. Outfitter, tough equipment for tough adventures. Okay, and now it is time. It is time. Woo! Monkey wrench, working good.
All right, just to show you how easy this is to fold up, even a blind squirrel could fold this puppy up.
Righty-tighty, righty-tighty. Now that was on there pretty strong by some man, I'm sure. This. And it. Outfitter. Outfit. Pretend you got muscles. Get it tight. By golly, I don't have it yet. This must take a cup of coffee.
And now, as promised, how to assemble it.
All right, step number 1, you have to lift up on this so that this right here slides into these grooves right there. That's what you gotta do to get the holes to line up. So you take hexagon and stick it through there. Ta-da! And then you take this number 3 and tighten this down.
Okay, so I didn't have a 24 millimeter, so I took 2 monkey wrenches and I tightened down the bolt to hold up the easy fold mechanism.
Now it says line it up with the screw holes on here. I'm going to have to undo this on both sides. Alright, I've aligned them. Righty tighty, righty tighty, righty tighty, righty tighty, righty tighty. This screw that's supposed to go in. It's lined up. This must be where I'm going to use the Allen wrench. You need to start with the beam here, these connectors, closest to the folding connector. And then you take these 2 screws that are already in the bicycle support beam into the slot. Ta-da!
Just note that if you flip it over, you can see here where it has to go into that notch. Now make sure that what the notch fits in hits up against that little cross beam there. But it was a lot easier to tighten down these screws once this whole system was flipped over.
Now we've got to put the arms on. I've got to take off the screw that they've already screwed on there. You've got to leave one on and one off. You want to put the arm on. No.
You'll put the washer on first and then connect the other piece so that it lines up with the tabs or the bosses. And then just tighten those down.
To put these puppies on, raise the arm that way. You raise the other arm this way. Want this to go towards the bike. Put it on there. And then you just get it as tight as you want it. Now we just do the same thing to the other pole. There you have it. And I put it together. So if I can do it, you can do it. That's all for now. Bye!
Outfitr. Tough equipment for tough adventures.